Welcome to Power BI Junkie.
Hey Power BI Junkies. Today we're diving into one of the fastest, most efficient ways to load data. Loading data from a folder. We'll break down exactly why you should skip the binary step in Power Query and save yourself a bunch of time. Plus how to use query referencing instead of importing tables separately for a cleaner, faster workflow. Stick around. This is a must-know Power BI trick. You don't want to miss it. Let's go. All right, so we're going to do a quick load of our data. So we're going to go to Get Data. And we're going to go get it from a folder. So I'm going to click More. So if you always get the data, then it goes clean the data, and then transform and visualize. All right, so let's go into a folder. We're gonna connect. The folder just lives in my desktop for the time being, but you can do this with SharePoint. You can do this with an SQL server. You can do this with a lot of different sources. We're not gonna go into that. We're just gonna go grab that folder because we just need data to work with right now. So I got a CRM and sales mock-up data here that we can play with. So we're gonna press OK and bring it in. Now this should launch the Power Query editor. If it doesn't, it'll prompt you so that you can launch it. Let's talk about why skipping the binary step is so important when working with Power BI. If you've ever imported data from a folder with multiple files, you've probably seen Power BI automatically try to expand the binary data. But here's why you want to skip that. When Power BI expands binary files like CSVs or Excel sheets, it can slow down the process. Every time it tries to read and expand those files, it takes a little extra processing time. Let me show you. Here, when you expand the binary step, and you notice these extra steps. So it goes through imported CSV, it goes through promoted headers, and change type. Let's take a look at this in the advanced editor real quick. Okay, so if you're a little bit familiar with M code, you know that we need to skip those steps so we can make it more efficient. So let's get rid of this real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. And just like before, we're going to insert step after. And we're going to type in this same exact M code that we had before. And here you can see that they are now tables, each one of these. So instead of having 5 different binary steps, we have 5 different tables. By using table.transform, we can skip that automatic expansion and go straight for working with the data as a usable table. So let's say we want to bring in all these tables. We can do that a little bit quicker. Instead of going to import every time, we have all the tables right here. And so we can just either reference this step or duplicate it. I'm just going to reference it. And I want to bring in my accounts.csv. So I'm going to click on the table. And I'm going to rename this accounts.csv. Let's make this a little bit cleaner. We're just going to say it's the accounts table. Perfect. So we can do this with 5 more times with the other tables. So let's just reference it 5 more times. And we don't have to import this data one by one. So let's go ahead and reference it. A little trick here. So this one is already referencing the original query. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to hit Control-C to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. Notice that I pasted it 2 more times. And here we go. We're going to paste it a couple more times. All right, so we should have 5 tables here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get rid of one of these and delete it. And then I just go through and extract my other tables. So let's talk about this for a second. So we know that this query right here, the top query, is the one that's directly connected to the folder. And that's what this table is. Every other query references this original query, which means you don't have to refresh all these tables. You can just refresh the one table because they all reference the one get data table. So essentially, you can right click each one of these tables and say either include in report refresh or don't. So we're going to say don't for each one of these. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you could add something from here to your toolkit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always,
welcome to Power BI Junkie.